Dollyverse. Thanks for tuning in to Broken Dolly TV. I'm Gypsy. I'm going to host this video with you today. I just acquired this beautiful Black Widow Marvel Barbie signature doll that comes with the black suit. They also have this doll in the version that comes with the white suit, which is a platinum label doll. This one's black label. The platinum ones are more exclusive and more limited. And the outfit for the one in the white is pretty much the same. It just has a slight difference in the actual design in the clothes. So this doll, both versions are ranging at about $50 retail. And that's about what you would expect to pay for dolls that are at this level of collector status, I guess, because it goes by colors for Mattel. So black and platinum label dolls, of course, you're gonna expect to pay somewhere near there, or even more for some of them. I just took her out of the box so you can see her better without the glare on her packaging. Her face sculpt is designed specifically for this character. It's supposed to resemble the actress Scarlett Johansson. An illustration of her face here on the side of the box. Yeah, so you tell me if you think she looks like Scarlett. I think that she is very similar. One of the better renditions of the female actress's face compared to some of the other dolls that I have that are supposed to look like female actresses. For her, I think that they did get really close. She does look a lot like Scarlett. It could have been done better, of course. Somebody like Noelle Cruz or other portrait repaint artists would probably do a really great, accurate job with the sculpt, because the sculpt itself is a very good base. But she doesn't look that bad. I didn't really want her because she looks like Scarlett. I wanted her more just because I like this head sculpt. And she's a redhead, and I have a thing for redheads, you guys. I really do. Redheads, freckle faces, like I love that. She had long, beautiful red hair, so I was like, yes, let's do it. Only thing is that the character that she's supposed to be representing clearly has short hair in the movie. And you can see on the box even that she has short hair. So I'm not really certain why they chose to go with this long hair on both versions of this doll. Is there a version of Black Widow in a movie where her hair is super long like this? I don't know, but I don't really follow those comic book stuff that much, so I really wouldn't know. But anyway, so I loved the sculpt, and I loved that she had this body type, which I think is the same sculpt as my Wonder Woman doll here from the 84 movie, the new one. And she came in a gift pack with Steve Trevor. So I really only got her for him. I wanted him in his clothes. But I ended up liking her even better than I thought I would once I got her out of her like dress. She's just wearing like a plain white dress when I got her, which is actually a pretty nice dress. And underneath the dress, when I took off the clothes, I was like, what? Look at those legs. Her legs are so freaking juicy. Like, if you compare these legs to just a regular made-to-move doll's legs, they look so scrawny next to her. It's unbelievable. So Siji here has a made-to-move body, like an orange top complexion. And look at how scrawny her legs look next to her. Sheesh. I had a new appreciation for these sculpts once I saw these legs, man. That is something else. Her legs are beautiful, so I keep her in like some shorts because I really love looking at the sculpt of her legs. And I haven't liked a body type, like really liked the shape of a body so much until I saw this body. This is what they're calling a superhero body type by Mattel. If you go on their website and you look at their specs for the dolls, you'll see that that's how they are labeling this body type. So I think this is the same kind of body based on how chunky those legs look. I'm gonna take all the stuff off and we're gonna see if I'm right. But I think that it is. And her skin tone is actually quite different as well. My lighting's not picking up her skin tone really accurately here. But I believe that she is kind of pink midge doll that is from the Life in the Dreamhouse series from like a few years ago. And they all came with articulated bodies like this. And she was one of the dolls that I could not rebody onto a made-to-move because they had no dolls that fit the skin tone. She's kind of like a pinkish type of a color. She was a challenge. I remember there being like a fashionista that rolled around a couple years ago that was like a real challenge for people to try to find a body donor for unless they had this doll. These two actually look very similar in their skin tone, I think. But I know on screen, you guys, it's a little hard to tell because the color's not picking up exactly accurately in my lighting. I apologize for that, but I had to work with what I got. You feel me? Okay, so she's out of the box, and I am really impressed with her in person. Oh my goodness, I love her. I'm trying to think who it is that she reminds me so much of. That's what her hair looks like from the back. There are some little twists in her ponytail. She's got 3 twists here, and hopefully very well rooted, because I can see the bulk in her ponytail. Probably is an indication that her hair is fully rooted. The other version with the white, her hair just comes down. It's not tied up in a ponytail. But I think we liked the one in the black outfit better, simply because the black is a little bit more streamlined looking. I don't know, I think the black just looks more badass. And everything else about the doll is exactly the same. The face up's the same. She has this little feature that we haven't seen yet in some other dolls by Mattel, at least not that I know of. This is something new to me. See right here in her ear, you can see those 3 little metallic pieces molded right into her ear, and they painted it silver. So tiny, you can barely see it on camera. I also feel like they definitely are a different skin tone from each other. I really don't think they're the same. To me, she looks very pink out of the box. But something I'm noticing though is that her face, it looks like her eyes are a little bit uneven. One eye is kind of tilted more than the other one. Am I going crazy? Is she supposed to look like that? Because also her eyebrow looks like one eyebrow is pointing kind of up more than the other one. Like there's an expression on her face, sort of. Am I bugging out? What's going on? She really looks like that to me right now. So I don't know if she's supposed to be like this or just my doll looks like this. If you guys have this doll, tell me if you notice this on your own doll, because you know Nadine about to pop up and be like, no, you crazy. You are crazy. So I'm asking you guys, okay? The voices in my head are convinced that I'm crazy, you all. Okay. And this is not a review. I just want to quickly just skim over the things that she comes with as is. Like her outfit, of course, is all one piece. I don't even know how they got this damn thing on her. It looks like they sewed it up the front. I don't really know for sure until I try to take this thing off. And then she's got like this little book bag thing on that her sticks can fit inside of, so she can carry them around. And she's got holsters on the side with guns. Do these guns come out? Hey, are you gonna come out of here? I guess not. I don't think the guns are removable. That's weird. Huh, that's strange. And then she's got these crazy robot boots on, of course. I have so many weird boots like this from different kind of like collectible dolls. Girls that are supposed to be like fighters and warriors, like Katniss. I don't like them that much. This part's for Adonis, who's convinced that her butt's not big enough. He was like, soon as you get a rebody her. I'm like, bro, there are no bodies with actual substantial booties. Like, they don't exist. So I'm like, you know, maybe a curvy doll, but I don't know that I have one that will fit her skin tone like that. So you're just gonna have to deal with it, bruh. All right, so I just wanted to document that real quick for those of you who are like, well, what does she come with? Just what you see here in her doll stand. That's it. All right, and she does have these annoying hands that I will eventually try to swap out that have like the gloved look with the black paint. Oh, those are so annoying. And on top of that, the hands are already like kind of closed so that it looks like it can hold something instead of them being open palms. So I don't know about all of that. I got a little distracted. Oh gosh. Donis came in the house from work and he was like, oh, you're filming. Oh, I was gonna tell you I got you something. The first thing I said was, yes, Nadim. The first thing I said was, I was like, is it something yummy? He was like, yeah, how'd you know? Because I'm a fat ass. That's all I know. What are you talking about? I could sense it. I can sense there's food in the air. Yo, for real though, like, why do you guys like me? I'm such a weirdo. Oh my goodness. I'm so weird. Anyway, all right, so I have to take the stuff off of her now. Come on. All right, so her wrists are extremely easy to remove. I'm so happy about that. It's not gonna be an ordeal trying to get these wrists off. They just pop right off. Like, they pop right off, just like Integrity Toys hands do. So that's amazing. However, Mattel, let's get it together now. Can you give us some spare hands for dolls like this? That would be nice. That would really put it into the whole action figure like atmosphere. But even though those wrists came off like nothing, this outfit, I don't know how I'm gonna get this thing off. Like, it doesn't stretch and there's no closures except for this thread in the front that I clearly will have to unravel in order to get it off of her. This is what I am ending up doing. I snipped the top thread here. I'm just gonna part it as far as I need to slide her out. Hopefully it won't be crazy when I'm done. Okay, so I have these guys next to each other, just trying to see about their skin tones, and they are very similar. Midge is still a lot more pink. Scarlet is, so maybe they won't be good body donors for each other, although I really feel like you could get away with it to some degree. They do look more similar in skin tone once I have all these clothes off, but I can tell that they're not quite exactly the same skin tone. There's still a little slight difference. Yeah, she's somewhere in between. She's more leaning towards the pink tone though than this one. So if I find any other dolls in my stash that look closer in skin tone to her, then I will let y'all know. If not here on YouTube, then definitely on Instagram. But I was convinced these guys were the same skin tone. So I'll have to show you guys when I have better lighting so you can see what I'm talking about. As far as the sculpt itself goes, I am totally in love with it. I think she looks really pretty. I really like this body sculpt so much. It is definitely one of my favorite sculpts for the female bodies. I only like Made to Move better because it has more joint flexibility. That's it though. Like, aesthetically, I think this body type trumps the Made to Move body sculpts. It just is like a really good combination of feminine with athletic. And I also thought that they already used a sculpt like this on Lieutenant Uhuru, which I have here from the Star Trek series, because she has a hybrid Made to Move type body as well. It's a cross between the Made to Move joints in the elbows and knees with just the regular joints everywhere else. And these are the only double joints that this doll comes with. They don't have the thigh joint that rotates at the top, and they don't have the upper arm joint that rotates. You get some of it, but not all of it, right? So it's a semi Made to Move body, I should say. I thought that this body was the same kind of body that this doll comes with. Actually, there's a whole different sculpt here too. The upper torso, I think, is probably the same, but the bottom half of the body is totally not. And that is evident when you look at their legs. The thighs are not as thick on this body as the one that Wonder Woman and Scarlet is coming with. So everything else about these bodies are pretty much the same. That's what I think is the real like appeal of superhero body type. I'm really feeling it, you guys. I really am. This body, you know, she can do the split. Joint here on the inside is the kind that's attached with the rubber band, like the string here, instead of the piece that's like a plastic piece that pops in and out. And then, like I said, she doesn't have that top joint. She doesn't have the joint at the top of her legs, and she also does not have ankle joints. Neither does Wonder Woman. I know some of you guys are like, what? No ankle joints. You guys, those ankle joints are so freaking annoying and flimsy sometimes that I will be okay without it. I'm not gonna die because I can't pick between flats or heels for her shoes. It's not that serious. I'm not complaining about that at all. I actually prefer for my dolls to not have the ankle joints because I think that they are just more sturdy. Well, I don't know what to make of this. I tried to swap hands with another doll whose wrist I tried to borrow. I went with this doll because I figured when I first got her, she actually had closed looking palms because she came with drumsticks that she was holding. So I thought this would actually probably be a cool pair of hands for her because it would fit her like style a little bit better. As we can see here, the pegs for the wrists are two different sizes. There's quite a big difference. So when I tried to put these gloved hands onto my drummer doll, they just popped out because they're way too small. Like, that's too narrow. And then when I tried to put these hands onto Scarlet's palms, they wouldn't fit because they're too wide. I guess I can't swap the hands unless I do some serious modifying to the other pair of hands so that they can fit in here. So I guess I'm just gonna leave them alone for now. As I said, because the palms are not all completely colored black, I feel less annoyed by these hands than I would if they were like the Superman hands where the whole thing is like a balled up fist and they don't open. And then with the Batman hands, they were completely gloved. So I didn't like that. I don't have a pair of spare hands that I feel comfortable just modifying right now for her. So I'm not going to do that just yet. But it can be done. That's my report as far as the wrist is concerned. And here's just a full body look at her whole entire figure from top to bottom. And the length of her hair from the back. I took down her hair tie, and I left the twisties in that she had in her hair already, so you can kind of see what they look like. They only twisted them from the second half of her hair, of course, because it was in a ponytail. But I looked through her hair and there's no bald spots. Her hair is very well rooted, very full, and so red. I really love how red her hair is. I'll show you guys an updated collection video where I'll pull all my red-headed dolls out so you can see which ones I have. I always make a point of looking for dolls that have more of a realistic face sculpt than a cartoony, like a make-believe face sculpt. When it comes to the Caucasian dolls, those dolls appeal to me more rather than like the Millie sculpts. They just look really like cartoon characters to me, but the ones that look more realistic I think are better. So these are some of my Caucasian dolls that have real people's sculpts as their faces. So like her, she's Scarlett Johansson. We've got the lady who plays Wonder Woman from the movies, and then she's supposed to look like Gigi Hadid, the supermodels. Yeah, most of my Caucasian dolls are like this, that have like an actual person's face sculpt. Not all of them, but a lot of them, and that's what I prefer. The sculpts that are based on real people's faces, they tend to be smaller. They're not really oversized, huge heads. I don't know, I think the proportion of the face plus the bodies just look really good together. I hope I'm explaining this right. I don't even know if what I'm saying makes any sense to you guys, but it is what it is. Now that her hair is down, I can show you that extra earring way at the top of her head a little bit better. So in the light, you can see it a lot better, but she actually has two little studs up there at the top of her ear. They're super duper tiny, you guys. I mean, so tiny, you can barely see it. It's not just paint that they drew on the earlobes, it's actually molded into the ear. Definitely a keeper. I really like her a lot, and it's not that much about her I would change except for her hands, of course. This is definitely the kind of doll that I would probably like putting into outfits that will show off her lower body, like the shape of her legs a little bit more. Her top is one of these clone shirts that I had Ginu do for me. So that's his little graphic that we put on there. Yeah, so if you haven't done so yet, go ahead and check out our merch shop where all of the icons below, if you click on them, that'll take you right over to the shop, and then you can look through the different categories that we have for designs. And all of the stuff that's over on the merch shop right now are for actual humans, not for the dolls. So there's stuff that you guys can wear, your kids can wear, you can buy them as gifts. My son Ginu has been doing a lot of designs that are experimenting with different looks that complement that style, trying to revive it, bring it back to the modern day, right? Ginu has been actually making himself clothing that looks very similar to the stuff that people were wearing back in the day in Korea, and he's been fusing them into his outfits. Like, for real, when I go out with Ginu, I swear, like, wherever we go, he's like a celebrity. Like, people just run over to us constantly, and they're like, oh my god, I love your jacket, oh my god, I love your mask, oh my god, I love your shirt. Like, they're always coming up to us and talking to us, and I'm exaggerating when I say us, because they're not really talking to me, they're talking to my son. They don't know who I am, just some lady that's with him. It's like I'm invisible. They don't even say nothing to me. They just run past me up to Ginu, and it's like one step away from asking for his autograph almost. Like, that's how thirsty people are when they see him on the street. And he's very modest about it, I feel like, but it's not the usual kind of attention that most teenagers are getting from strangers when they go out and about, you know? That's fun to see Ginu experiencing that. And it's like, he didn't believe me for a while when me and Adonis were telling him how good his artwork was. It's like, you guys are my parents. Of course you're gonna tell me it's good. But no, these are complete, utter, total strangers. We'll be in the mall, and like, grown men will run up to us in the mall and stop us and be like, yo, where did you get that? Where did you get this shirt? Where did you get those pants? Where did you get that hat? Like, Ginu customized a lot of his clothes, and they're always asking him questions about his fashions, or like telling him like, yo, you look so sharp, you look so good. and just openly complimenting him, and he is very modest about it. Like, he'll just laugh and be like, oh, thanks, that's something I made. But it's crazy to see this, you guys. Really crazy to see. Shout out to all of my Dolly heads over on Instagram that are communicating with us constantly. And the new people that have stopped by, thank you so much for joining us over here. And for newly subscribing to us, we do appreciate you guys' support. And the best way you guys can support us is to continue to subscribe, to share our videos. Go ahead and post them in your Dolly groups on your social media so that other collectors can find the information that we're sharing here and broaden their horizons. A lot of people tell me that they didn't really think about diversifying their doll collection until they started watching our channel, and then it kind of became a point for them to go out looking for dolls specifically just to add the diversity to their collections. A lot of people tell us that they were not brave enough to customize their dolls with head swaps and different kinds of like customizing, like simple customizing, not just straight up repaint from head to toe, but you know what I'm saying, just the simple little alterations to their dolls. It didn't occur to them that it's really very simple and that they can just do that with all of their dolls. It doesn't have to be some special reason why they're rebodying a doll. You know, color matching the skin tones, all of that stuff was just very overwhelming until they came over here and saw how easy we were making it for people. I appreciate you guys letting us know how we've impacted you guys' doll collecting. There's so much good information here that I would love for people to have access to. So don't be stingy and keep us all to yourself, you guys. Share, share, share. Sharing is caring. Alright, thank you for giving us thumbs up on these videos and for sticking around this long. I'll talk to you in the next one. I'll be back soon. And if you want to chat with me about just everyday, day-to-day life stuff, mental health, anything like that, autism-related stuff, you can find me over on Anxiety Av on my second channel that is under development at this time. I already have a bunch of videos up there you guys can go and check out and binge watch, and a lot of very poignant, truthful stories from my childhood that will give you a very full scope of my backstory, including part of my doll collecting journey as well. So I will see you guys over there, and some of you guys are already visiting me over there, so I appreciate you guys doing that. This is Gypsy, you're watching Broken Dolly TV, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a Dolly day! Told you quit your calling, but you had to keep on calling. Now your name is in the street, you're lying, begging at my